You, my friends, you are not going crazy. You are transitioning, and help is available to you. So don't suffer in silence. If I can come through the other side of menopause, you too can. A menopause practitioner, a clinician in primary care, a nutritionist foodie, above all, a woman who has been to hell and back, who has suffered from the hands of menopause but still standing. Let me share some of my experiences as a postmenopausal woman and my experiences in clinical practice. Are you ready? Okay, so welcome to Men Know Wise, where I give you daily habits and updates on menopause and what you can do to have some quality in your life and to thrive, not just barely existing in your 50s and 60s despite the challenges of menopause. So come along on this journey. This is Men Know Wise, brought to you by Bawo, a production of Grace Wellness and Media. So, ladies and guys too, you need to learn about menopause. Let me welcome you properly to Grace Wellness and Media, where wellness and stories and skills come together. Hi, I'm Grace Ronke Adegoke, your host, and through our work from Grace Wellness CIC, we're sharing health promotion and education with everyone to our media productions where we inspire, we empower, and connect communities. So, uh, our platforms include the Bawo podcasts, amplifying the voices of African women in the diaspora, and the Clinical Skills for Medics podcasts, bridging knowledge and practice for healthcare practitioners. At Grace Wellness and Media, we believe that every voice matters, every story counts, and every skill can transform life. So join us on this journey to support our work, to share our content, and subscribe to our network and our work generally so you never miss a moment of impact. Together, come on, let's build a healthier, stronger, more connected community. Now, fasten your seatbelt because today, if you haven't guessed yet, we're talking about menopause in Black women. Why early help matters. Here is some key statistics for you. What the science has said or told us. Black women reach menopause 1 to 2 years earlier on average than their counterparts, who generally will reach menopause around the age of 49. The Black women experience more intense symptoms, especially the hot flushes, the night sweats, and mood swings. Symptoms often can last up to 7 to 10 years in some cases. And Black women are less likely to be offered or use hormone replacement therapy, HRT. So, early menopause increases the risk of heart disease, of osteoporosis, diabetes, and mental health issues like depression, anxiety as well. So, the question is, what is perimenopause? When you say peri means around menopause, when menopause is knocking on the door. So perimenopause is the transition period before the full menopause, the full moon. Okay, so usually perimenopause begin in the mid to late 40s and it can last 4 to 10 years before you hit the nail on the head and say average menopause. It's just that time, just point in time. This is when hormone levels fluctuates like a yo-yo up and down, causing all manner of physical, emotional, and mental symptoms. And these are the common symptoms of perimenopause. Irregular periods. If you've always had irregular period and out of the blue your periods is doing what it likes, like it's got its own mind, you might be starting perimenopause. So, hot flushes and night sweats in the night, you are stripping off and covering up again, you're doing hand fan, ceiling fan, standing fan, table fan, desk fan, fan everywhere. In the dead of the winter, you are still freezing, and then you are hot, like someone is put you near the bread oven. Those are signs of menopause. Again, mood swings, anxiety, and irritability. That's when a woman who always take things lying down is like, no, I'm not having it. Now you have your own opinion. Have you ever had an opinion? Well, you were keeping things together, uh, But now, menopause, whether you like it or not, will help you to voice out. Is it always good? I don't know. But your mood swings, your irritability, and your anxiety can be a concern for your family, and they'll notice something is different. Brain fog and forgetfulness. You put your car key on the table, you took it and put it in the freezer or in the chicken coop or in the oven, maybe. I don't know. Well, you just putting things somewhere and you can never remember. Or you go upstairs to go and bring something up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs, and you don't really have the energy to be going up and down the stairs. However, you've gone upstairs to bring something down that you need, and you come back downstairs, you come back down empty-handed. You don't know why you went there in the first place. In fact, you got there, you pace up and down, you think, why am I here? What am I doing here? Why did I come upstairs? And then you realize that, wait, I can't remember to save my own life. So you came back down to think, maybe let me trace my steps to what led to this, and then you back down there, and then you remember, and then you go back, on and on and on like that. Brain fog and forgetfulness. It's a very, very frequent symptom that women can experience. Trouble sleeping. Oof, that's one of the biggest deals. Why people will actually might go to their doctors because you just can't sleep. Okay? Because your hormones have walked out the door. Your progesterone, your estrogen, they're not there anymore. Especially your progesterone, which is a relaxing hormone. It helps you to chill. While kids are crawling all over you, husband and everyone, having opinion over your life, and you just chill. It doesn't matter, but now it matters. Also matters in the bedroom because you cannot sleep. Is your chill out hormone that calms you down is walked out the party. So you're still whipping your hair out in the party, dancing the night away in your bed, not sleeping. So low libido. If you are in a relationship or married, you're not letting your partner touch you because it's not fun anymore. You're dry down there, it's painful, it hurts, it's itchy, annoying, everything but. Therefore, you keep yourself to yourself. And if there's no understanding in the relationship, your partner, your wife, your partner or husband in this case might think you are punishing them because they didn't do the dishes, or they didn't give you some money you asked for, or they look at you somehow, or whatever the case may be. Someone will always find a reason why you are withdrawing and using sex as a weapon to punish them. But that's why it's very, very useful if men can also sit down, join this journey and listen to why of every reason why the woman is changing or has changed. Okay, so already said, vaginal dryness and discomforts with being intimate with your partner. So This is the reason why early help is vital. If you're not doing it for any reason, think of this to protect your own hearts and your bones, because menopause will thin your bones, and you know the implication of that. And also, because your estrogen is also a natural uh, anti-inflammatory, protecting your heart, your blood vessels, and everywhere else. If you're not seeking help, you think you're coping with it, this is a big deal why you must seek help. Protect your heart and your bones. You are reducing the risk of osteoporosis as a result. This is a time when your blood pressure will be shooting up and high, and heart disease will set in. I once was speaking in a conference where I sat with one of the speakers, and she was telling me, oh, my doctor has recently said I'm diabetic. Oh, pre-diabetic, she said. And she's never been diabetic. She hasn't changed anything, eating the same food, doing the same fitness, But the biggest deal is that your hormones have worked out of your life. So to improve quality of your life, that's number two reason. Okay, because when everything else is fine, when you're well, you're improving quality of life. Because the truth be told, a lot of women are suffering in silence. Their life is reduced to nothing, basically. You cannot even recognize them. They're at the peak of their life, of their career, of their performance, the time when they should be traveling the world and having fantastic experiences in their marriages and relationship. And this comes into the mix. So everything just starts looking down, taking a nosedive. And where is the quality gone? Without quality in our lives, is the life, what is it worth? At the end of the day, you need to have some quality in that life that you're being given. Better sleep, as I said, stronger relationship, improved work focus, and emotional well-being. Some workplaces have put things in place for menopausal women. I know one of the very prominent banks in the UK, they've put desk farms for their staff, for their female menopausal women. So they've changed uniform so that these women will feel comfortable. It is good when the workplace recognizes the impact of matured women. I'm moved to tears at this stage, because you've put so much into society in your entire life, and you are a badass boss in the workplace, and you're there to train the next generation, but everything begins to fall apart because you can't cope. And the bottom line is, the power that be, they never recognize that you're still the same person who has been performing at the best high level all these years, 30 years, 35 years of career is just going down the drain in front of you. But kudos to some of these establishments who have put things in place to make life bearable for the female matured menopausal women. And if you're one of those organizations, thank you. And if you are yet to do the same, please, because you need these women to train your next experts, to guide them through policies and protocols of the same company that they've been part of for most parts, if not all, of their adult life. These are great achieving women with strategy, with wisdom, the wisdom of menopausal women. Don't let it go to waste. Next, we have to break the silence and the stigma. This is the biggest deal. So I'm going to talk about this in another episode. But please, don't keep this to yourself. It's not a taboo. If you're going through menopause, speak up. It's not a stigma. It's not a social stigma or a stigma in your family, let everybody know so they can help you. People in your family, your health caregivers, your communities, let's broadcast this thing. Thank God that some people are out there already doing this work. The likes of the menopause doctor, Dr. Lewis Newton, thank you for carrying the plan card for women globally, and a host of other women in America, orthopedic surgeon, generalists, nutritionists, both men and women. So thank you guys for doing that for us. Now, you open doors for supports, for care, for shared understanding across generation. Because we're talking about this now, even young women, young adults, female and male too, in relationship, they need to listen to this so they can get ready, they can be prepared. Because some generations of women have lost this impact. Nobody educated them when they were in school. Well, some of us who are even medical practitioners, we were going through this thing blindly without it knocking, clearly what the problem is until you are in the thick of the issue. Because you don't expect all these challenges to come upon you. If you don't have any warning, no education, no understanding, the journey will be harder, believe me. So, what should you do? And that's a topic that I'm going to cover at length and break it down into chunks so you can come back to them as short videos. And I'll give you some of these things as daily habits, guidance or guides, things that can help you on daily basis to overcome or scale through your menopause journey without tears. Okay, so one of the very first things you need to do is to talk to your general practitioner or your family physician or your menopause practitioner. Wherever you go to get care, go speak to them. If you're over 40 and you're noticing changes that were not there before, and you're out of sorts, you got some underlying aches and pain, your body feels like it's no longer yours, and you're thinking, what's wrong with me? You might even go to your health caregiver, your doctors, your nurses. They might run some blood tests. Unfortunately, most often than not, they won't find anything. If nothing else is wrong with you, if it's just menopause, because menopause does not show up in your blood test. Perimenopause is not showing up in blood test until your period has totally and finally kaput. If your period has not stopped for an entire year, your hormonal blood test will not show anything. So you have to rely on your doctors, your nurses, your practitioners have to rely on your clinical symptoms. So put it all down, write it all down, the symptoms you are experiencing. So you might want to talk about options that you have. They do your blood tests, alternative options, the HRT, and then your physical wellness is very, very important at this time. Your intake of food and nutrients, your caffeine, your sugar, your alcohol intake, and your priority that you set for yourself in life. That's another big deal. If you're the one who doesn't do self-care, well, you're shooting yourself in the foot. It's a double whammy because menopause is shooting you already. Now, you got to prioritize you into your daily life. And one of the biggest ones is the movement. Okay, so if you're not moving, there's so much to say about movement. So I'm not going to even touch it. But prioritize daily movement, hydration, nutrient-rich food, and of course, your mental well-being. So one of the other things you could do is to join a local menopause support group or speak to a wellness coach. So you're not going crazy, you're transitioning and help is available. Don't suffer in silence. If you find this episode, this video useful, or this podcast, wherever you're watching it from, click like, subscribe so you don't miss another episode, and share with somebody else who might also benefit from this. So thank you once again for watching, and until next time, it's your girl Grace Ronke Adegoke. Enjoy your day. Peace to you. Goodbye for now.